Hi everyone, it's me. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to kind of get into a serious topic that I said I was going to get into last week, and if you watch my video you know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find the Okay, this is going to have to work. So last week I said that I was going to start getting into sexual assault, abuse, rape, all things like that, all things friendly and stuff like that. So I have noticed a lot of, I've been reading a lot and hearing a lot of stories and things like that. So the other day I was just reading, and there was a case in Jersey, I believe it was, where this girl was asked if she was turned on or not during being questioning for her assault. And I want to say that I'm going to tell my story today and tell you what I went through. No, you can't. Sorry, I also have my dog out here and he's trying to eat plants. But I'm going to be telling you my story. About how I was sexually assaulted and the questions that I was asked. So be ready because this is going to be a tough one. Hi. For those who don't know me, my name is Riley Bitson. I am 15 years old and I currently live with my moms and my little brother. When I was around the age of 6, my mother married a man who was very kind at first. He was very gentle and very nice and very understanding, and he was my dad for the longest time. Then I hit the age of 7, 8, and he decided that he was going to molest me. I don't know why or how or even when he decided this, but he decided to molest me. And when you're being molested, you keep asking yourself, why me? Why is this happening to me? What did I do to deserve this? Why couldn't he choose someone else? Why was it me and not someone else? What did I do wrong? How did I... Giuseppe! One sec. No. Sorry, I'm with my dog. He's a bitch. But you ask yourself why and how and when, and you just keep asking yourself, was this my fault? This is my fault. Because you blame yourself for it. You tell yourself every day that it's your fault that this happened, even though it's truly not. If you are raped or molested or abused, it is not your fault. It is your attacker's fault. It's not your job to decide what people do. It's other people. When I was going through all this, I just kept blaming myself and thinking I had done something wrong because it felt that way. But then I found out after going to counseling that it wasn't. And through counseling, I was able to talk to the, CPS. And when I started talking to CPS, they asked me questions that had nothing to do with my case or had anything to do with what would help me. They asked me what I was wearing. Did I know it was gonna happen? Was I turned on even a little? Was I okay with what happened? Do I enjoy it? These questions that we are asked have nothing to do with it. We were raped or molested or called names or, touched in a way that we didn't want to be, and say, these things that they say to us, they just make it worse. I am 15 years old, and I already know that the government is screwing us over. They don't care. Everybody thinks that the police will just help, but they don't. The first thing you do when this happens is you go to a hospital. They will have counselors there, and then get the police involved. And the counselor will be there to make sure that they're not asking anything hurtful or trying to, intimidate you. I'm 15 years old, like I said, and I already know that the government doesn't give two fucks about you. The government doesn't care who you are. It will hurt you. Because the government just goes by these old traditional things. Like, say you're raped, they're gonna blame it on you. I was molested, and they blamed me for this. Because all of a sudden, it's the victim's fault. Oh, she was raped. She must have known it was gonna happen. It's her fault. And I'm sorry if you can't see me clearly. I'm in terrible lighting, and I'm not gonna change that. But let me tell you something. Any man or woman or child can be raped or molested or, touched in an inappropriate way or anything like that. It does not matter your gender, your size, your age. It can happen to anyone. I mean, any one person can just make your life horrible. And let me tell you something, it's not all fun and games, and it's not something that you should joke around about. When you're raped, you lose a part of yourself. Sorry, my dog's tripping out. You lose a part of yourself, and especially if you're a child, you lose that innocence that you need. I know that it's hard for people who haven't been abused or molested or sexually assaulted to understand, but the truth is that you don't have that part of you anymore. My name is Riley, and I'm 15. I was molested by my stepfather, who now is in jail for what he did. The judicial system said that he was not going to be able to go to jail for his crimes against me because I waited too long. But it took a lot of courage to just be able to tell my mother what had happened to me. They should bump the time and say that once you're 18, if you were molested or raped as a kid, then you can't say anything. But it is unfair to those kids who finally have enough courage and finally know what happened to them to speak up and say something. Take a 7-year-old. You think they're just going to tell their parents, oh yeah, my dad raped me? They don't even know what that means. We should not go by old system rules because that is just going to harm us. You know why most rape cases aren't told? Is because it happens when they're kids and they're too scared to say anything. I know for a fact that I am terrified of my stepfather. And the moment I got away from him, I told my mother everything. And now he's in jail, but not for the reason of me. For the reason that he's abused me, and not because he sexually assaulted me. The fact that you can tell officers, yes, he abused me, and they'll arrest him on the spot, but the moment you tell them you were molested or raped, they won't do anything after 6 years. It hurts everyone because we want to speak out and tell people what happened, but we can't because we're scared and alone. I'm lucky enough to have someone who understands what it's like, but most people aren't. And the fact that not even our own police officers can help us, it hurts. Next week's episode is gonna be on rape, and I'm hoping that you know someone or you yourself have been raped. I don't hope that that has happened to you, but I hope that if it has, you can at least tell me. Please speak out against your attackers and go check out my last video for my contact information. I love all you guys, and I hope that you will all see that it's gonna be okay soon. And I'll talk to you all next week, and I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.